Hope everybody able to see my screen. Yeah, just say at least in the chat if you're able to see my screen. Okay, good. That's great. Yeah, so myself is Srinivas. So I have around 14 years of experience in SaaS in different domains, like a clinical and retail, banking and healthcare, and working. So most of the part in like reporting and ETL part, I may worked on that. So I'm going to give the training on SaaS, base SaaS and advanced. In the advanced, it will include like a SQL proxy, like a SQL macros, and also it covers like graphs, ODS, and some base and the SaaS stats, some procedures. Yeah, and complete base SaaS. I can give the training on these days. Yeah, if you have any questions, anything you just want to clarify before starting, and let me know. I can help you on that. Okay, if you are good, then I can start. So, like, I hope everybody able to know that, like, minimum programming language, like C, C++, like this kind of programming language, right? Yeah, you can unmute and just say that. That's not a fan. No, so I can hear you. Just say. Okay, so you don't need to download any specific software. So you can have to install, like, there is a universal edition is there in SaaS. It's supporting. So I can give you some documentation where you can download. Means you can access the software. Like just you have to create your profile, and it will be activated SaaS backend. And then let's wait 1 or 2 days, and automatically you will able to access the software, and you can practice yourself. So you don't need to install anything. Just you have to log in with the username and password and practice yourself in the SaaS official site. So it's easy, like nowadays every software is supporting online, right? So similar like that, it's backend supporting. Just need the username and password. That's it. Any questions? If you are facing any problem accessing that, then we'll take some day around 1 to 30 minutes of our session, and we can everybody able to access it, and if anybody not able to do that. Okay, yeah, good. So first of all, does anybody know about the SaaS? Anything? Just little bit on knowledge on SaaS, as anything. Okay, okay. So SaaS, SaaS is it's anything which is statistical analysis software. Okay, so majorly it's used analysis purpose in when the particular started in SaaS in the 1980s or 90s. It started as a package, okay, and it's kind of analysis software. So later on, it's moved to the ETL and reporting and graphs, everything one by one they have added. Now it's a completely integrated system software of all the software solution. Like it includes ETL part, reporting part, analysis and graphs, everything. It can do it in SaaS. So so they created a different modules for the different purpose. Like for the SaaS, let's say if you want to see only in your project, you need only graphs. So you need only base SaaS and advanced, and then also it include only the SaaS graphs, like that kind of model. Suppose if you want to see an analysis, like you want to do any forecasting, you want to build any model building, predictive model, then it may require SaaS stats, SaaS ETS, some kind of tools, like modules. So like that, they created a different modules for the different purpose. So each module you have to purchase separately. So it's not like a single software. You can get everything. So depending upon your project requirement, you need to purchase a specific analysis module or software module, particular module in the SaaS. So I'll show you that like in a help document. You can see when you go to the help. Yeah, you can see different SaaS products are there. So these are a couple of software that are installed in this particular laptop software. But these are all not only these particular things. There are around 70 to 80 different modules are there, small modules, big modules, depending upon that. So based on your project requirement, the companies will purchase the particular module. Out of all the things, base SaaS is a common. So when you purchase the SaaS software, by default you will get the base SaaS. So depending upon your requirement, you have to purchase additional modules. Okay. So yeah. So first, SaaS is an integrated system of software solutions. So it include everything. Like it enables you to perform these many tasks like data entry, data retrieval, and data management. Nothing but you can enter the data to do some analysis. You can retrieve the data from the other softwares, like other databases, other files. You can extract those files and you can read those files, and you can manage it. So once you extract the data, you can manage the data within the SaaS. Like you can modify the data, you can store the data, you can calculate, you can recreate the data with the different calculations, different logics. Okay, that is majorly data access and data management. So in the data access means it's extracting from all kind of databases, like whatever the database that you have. Suppose if you have the data in Excel, you can you can read that particular file, Excel file, and create this data set in SAS. Then you can do the analysis. Similarly, like any database, non-relation database, like if you have any data in the text file, you can read it and create it. Okay, so like this, you can do everything in the SAS. Like you can extract it and you can transform it and you can load it. That is one way, and you can management. So means sorting the data in a particular format for reporting, for graphical for generating the graph, for doing any analysis. You can modify it yourself and also do the analysis. So analysis means to do the analysis, you need to prepare the data. So the data preparation will be done in the data access and data management part. Once the data preparation done, you want to do an analysis, like you want to build any graphical graphs, you want to do any predictive modeling, you want to do some analysis, you want to do some regression analysis. So what kind of analysis you want it? For that particular analysis, you need to prepare the data. Okay, so once you prepare the data, then you can start the analysis. By applying the statistical techniques, by writing the SAS, simple SAS programs against to that particular data. So once the analysis is done, the next part is data presentation. So data is done, reporting created. Then now you want to present the data in a particular format. So that output need to be accessed to everyone. So for that, you need to have different output formats, because suppose if the data is there in a SAS format, not everybody able to access it. You may need to convert into readable format for everybody. Like if you see the text file, if the report is there, the report it can save it in Excel. If the report can be saved in any CSV file or any text file, so everybody able to can access it and do the analysis, do the checking those values data. And so those kind of thing also you can do with the data presentation. So it means to processing the process of generating output from SAS environment to any external application in various ways. Nothing but suppose you want to see in a PDF format, you want to see in a Word, you want to see in an Excel, you want to see in any kind of output format that they requested, even in XML. Okay, what are the so those many ways that you can create the file, means that can present the data, present the report, present the analysis of data or output. So that's it. So SAS can do anything in all the systems. So any questions here? Anything you want to know? Okay, good. So it means SAS can do anything. But okay, so that depending upon your project and that depending upon your licenses. That because basically around 80% of the work and outside will do the data extraction, data reporting, data modification, data creation, like most of the thing. But analysis is a 20% that they will do that. Because most of the project work will majorly on the creation of the data, processing of the data management for these things only. First three things, first two. And the next one is data presentation is also done. But out of all the things, actually preparing the data and creating the reporting part is majorly will work on this in a real-time projects. Yeah, the SaaS can be run in a different multiple. So you know that we do have different operating systems like Windows, Unix, and mainframes. So SaaS is supporting in all three operating systems. So you can use SaaS in Unix, and you can use SaaS in Windows, and you can use in mainframes. But most popularly, if depending upon your requirement, like suppose if the data is very huge, like some terabytes of data is there, then the companies will go to the Unix environment. If the data is very like limited, like by some megabytes and like those gigabytes, GBs, then we'll go to the Windows environment. So depending upon the data, depending upon your work, how much reporting that you have in depth on that, based on that, they will use it. But out of all the three environments, Unix and Windows are the most popular. So mainframes are very rarely used in a real nowadays. Okay. So, but again, when we go to Unix, so the people will use Unix means if the number of users are more, if if they have to access the data, manage the data in a very hugely, then we can go to Unix. But when it comes to the Windows, so you have to purchase the license for individual users. So that is also license cost is more. So that's what most of the people, the companies, they will prefer go to the Unix environment. It's a single machine, they will install it. Multiple users can do that. Okay, so that's what depending upon your project requirement, they will do that. But when you use a Unix environment, when you use a mainframes, when you use a Windows, the coding will not change it. Okay, it's 0.001 changes will be there, only like defining the path, those kind of but programming can be used in both the environment same. So there is no different programming for the different operating systems. Only just less changes when you're defining the libraries, paths, when you're defining the directories or path in the program. Okay. So yeah, I will show you that how the majorly in this particular sessions, I will give you the complete training on Windows. Like how the teachers will like particular. I will take them on particular topic, and I will explain the theoretical wise, and then go to the practicals, and I will show you that. And I'll also give a couple of assignments on how you can read it, some couple of assignments on what are the topics that I have gone through that. So you can go through that and you can practice it. If any questions are there, then we can discuss it, and we can, if not, if you're not able to do that, and I'll explain in the next class. Okay. Yeah, let's go to the Windows SAS. Yeah. Yeah, this is about the SAS Windows environment. Okay. So this is how it look like. So when you open the Windows one, so because this is an installed software, so it's looking different. But when it go to the, let's try the, I didn't log into most. I'll show you that how the online version of. So once you create the profile, once you log in there, then you can see this one. So you have to go to the SAS Studio. So you have to use like it's this much space it will be allocated for your each and every user. It's showing that how much it's occupied in your system it's used. Yeah, so this is how the it's look like for any. Okay, so this is how it will look like. So where you can access everything. It's like see code, log, and results. So these are the three different tabs, and these are the different libraries like SAS libraries, tasks and files, SAS server files, all them to access your local system, existing files. So here in the libraries, you can see all the different kind of libraries. There you can access about all the SAS data sets, practicing, SAS help. So here we have different data sets, right? So these data set can be used for practice. Okay. So this is how the Windows like a SAS Studio will look like to access your to practice for yourself. So this will be very helpful. Like if you just type it, see. So you can see all the help document. If you click this particular link, it will tell you that what exactly the proc will do. So it will like when you type the keyword, SAS keyword, it will also give the help document, help on the particular file. So if you use any particular anything, you want to access it, anything, you want to access, you want to see this information details on this particular procedure over there. Similarly, you can also use there are these are the SAS programming keywords. So it will tell you that. So what is this particular keyword will do that. It will explain here also if you want it. Okay. So this is about the code program, and once you execute the program, the log will be shown here. Then what if any output is expecting that will shown here. Okay. So what are each and every tab will do here, I'll explain you that. Once you log into the SAS, once you open the Windows, so there you can see at the bottom there are 5 different icons, different tabs like results tab, explorer tab, output, and log and editor. So these 5 tabs will explain you each and every what exactly it will do each and every tab. And the same thing also you can see in the documentation at the bottom. You can see. So what exactly the editor tab, log and output. So we'll discuss it there. So when you say editor, the editor tab is majorly used to write the SAS programs. Whatever the program that you are going to write it to do some particular task, that thing you can do in an editor window. In editor, all the SAS program, and you can write the pro and do that and execute it, and that can be saved whatever the name convention you want it. Once you write it, once you saved it, it will show that particular name, whatever the new name, whatever the name that you are given. So by default, it will give the editor. But if you save it, it will give that particular name. It can show that. And once you execute the program, whatever the program is generating, that log will show in the log window. So it contains information about the particular SAS program and all the any incorrect if you do any mistake in the program, that can be shown in the highlighted in the log. Like if any program has any syntax errors, any errors in the program that you written in not as not expected, the logic, rules, syntax, and rules, then those things will be highlighted in the log, and you have to recorrect it. Means it in the log, it will show you that exactly at which point you did the mistake. So if suppose if you have 10 mistakes, you do that first mistake will be if you correct it, and then only go to the next mistake. So like if you correct it and go to the next line. So like that, it will be show that in the log. Any errors, any warnings, any unwanted things, and any correct thing that you want to do, all those details that we can show in the log. So in the editor window, you'll write the programs. In the log window, it will create the log, and it shows that if any program is created, written correctly or not, any warnings or any errors, all the things. And if the program is expecting some kind of output, means if we are showing some results in the output, that results will show in the output file. Like you have created the program, you executed successfully without any errors or warnings, and that is generating some output. By default, the output will show in the text file, like text file, simple .lstv extension, but it's showing as a text file that will show in the output folder. So these are the three different tabs about the programming, like writing the program, showing the log, and showing the output. Okay. So and these are related to SAS program, and all the like management part of all the files like SAS files, data sets, all the SAS related data sets will be navigated in the results and explorer tab. So the results tab will show you that what are the output that you have generated, that particular program will be shown in the results tab. Like suppose you are generating some around 10 different kind of outputs. The 10 different tabs will be created in the results tab. So if you click which particular tab you wanted, that will navigate to that particular output and will show you that. Suppose if the output is some 100 pages of output, you want to go to a specific output, then go to the results tab and click that particular output. It will show you that. So that is about the results. And the explorer. So in the explorer, all the data sets, all the information that you are saving, that while running the program, while doing and generating some temporary data sets, those data sets will show in the explorer tab. In the library, in the form of folders, libraries we call as. Okay, so these are all the five different tabs will be shown while running that. So the same thing can also be seen the here also. See, code is the editor window. Log means log. Results means output. These three. So like the next one is explorer, and all the things will be shown in separately here. So in the libraries, that is about the explorer only. Okay. So this is how the online edition, how we are going to practicing installation of the software separately. So any questions here? We'll go to the next one. Any questions? You can speak out, so it's not like okay. Yeah, you can see this in the program. You can see this is the document. So because this document I will share it with you, and you can go through that one. So you have to log into the SAS software, means you have to create your profile, initial profile. So whenever you log in, it will show the initially you can see when you go to the SAS.com. So here you have to create the profile. You see. So you can give any name. So temporary, like you can give, if you are a student, you can give a student, like, but other you can give anything. It doesn't matter. Yeah, just try to install it. If you have any question, just let me know. I can help you on that. Anybody is trying to create your profile and trying to do that? So if you want, I can you can share your screen and maybe I can help you on that. If you are doing right now. So you want to share your screen and go through that, so that everybody able to can do help you on that. Yeah, if everybody is fine, I can do that now. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm giving Banu, I'm giving you as a presenter. You can share your screen and we'll do that. So just share your screen. Maybe you can go through that. Yeah, just give the name. Just to look at the drop downs. What you have affiliation with the SAS. The drop down right click is there. You can see. You don't see anything. Maybe you can. There is a right side. There is a triangle symbol, right? Less than symbol. Yeah, yeah, that's it. I just mentioned around 3 years. So like junior level. Just give name something. I think no problem. We can give the college. Yeah, that's fine. Just click yes, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. So you'll get an email once you get a profile because you need to, once you'll get the email notification. So if check the email, if you got it, you can directly click that link. It will ask you change the password, or you can create the password profile. Maybe sometime it will take time. So can you check it if you have it or not? If you receive any email. Okay. Okay. If you don't receive it, and we can go continue it. But maybe once you received it, we can continue next steps. You have updated your password. Yeah. So once you add the password, that's it. Maybe you can just share your screen, and then I can do all that. Yeah. Sign in. Yeah. Try SAS for free. Click on. So I just entered one. Okay. 1 minute. 1 minute. Can you scroll up? Okay. Can you scroll up? Yeah. Can you go to the bottom? Bottom. Complete. Last. Okay, I shared one link, right? Can you click on first link in the chat? Yeah, enter your profile name and password. Select yeah, select which one region. Okay, so it means you will get one more email with your access. So they will verify your email ID and they will give the access, and one you'll get one more email with the registration completed. So once you got a completion email, there you can provide. They will give you the provider some link on that. So then you have to click that link and you will go and navigate directly there. So otherwise, wait for once you get an email, then only you can able to access this one. Okay, so you have to wait for the other email. It's like your registration is completed like that. Once you get it, then you can just like how you can enter the username and password directly to navigate to that particular link, so you can access it there. Okay, so yeah, once we got the email, maybe we can see next like you can see that. Okay, yep. So if you are once you get the email and let me know that, maybe we can see tomorrow on that time. If you are able to do that, you can do that. Otherwise, we'll look at tomorrow on that. Everybody able to. So please follow the same procedure to everyone. So it will take some time. Sometime you'll get an email early. Sometime it will take time. Okay. So just to register yourself and create your profile and try to access it. If anybody. Okay. Yeah. So this is about the SAS windows. Okay. Along with this window, there's few things that you need to understand about these things. Like at the top, there are some icon shot, right? So these icons, what it will tell you that one by one. So first one is it's a blank one. It's otherwise if you are running the program, if you want to create a new one, you can create it. Or in the if you click the log, if you click this one, it will be completed. It will be create a blank. So that log will be created, erased it, and everything will be blank. See, all the log, what are the text that is there in the log file will be blank if you click it. Similarly, if you see the output also, anything is there in the output file. If you want to erase, completely remove those content, then click this one. And all this is open, and this is save, and this is a print, and this is a print preview. And here, these are the main tabs that you need to learn it. So you can see this paste, copy, paste, cut, and do things. And these are the libraries. These are related to the SAS one. The first one is library. So what exactly the library means, I will explain in the coming classes. And this is Explorer. So here you do have some Explorer, right? Sometimes it is, suppose if you by mistake, if you close it, if you want to see separately, then if you click it, this one, it will show you, it will go directly to the Explorer window. And this is a submitter. This is a called as a run symbol or submit symbol. So what suppose if you created the program, you have some program, then you want to execute that particular program. How you will execute means, if you once you select the editor and if you click this symbol, all the complete program will be executed. Just I'll try something. See, this is a simple program. I just written it. When I create it, when I click this one, this will be executed. Once executed, it will be generate the log. And if this it's not printing any out, it's not generating any output. So it will show that. Suppose if we run it, let's see now. So it executed, the log will show on, and it's also generating some output. That output you can show here. So that link, the soft link, means it will be created here. The results tab. Okay, this and The data set, it's also created a data set. The data set will be stored in the work library with the name X, whatever the name that you are given, that will be given. So, so whatever the program that you have written in editor window, you want to execute everything, and then you can just click run. It means the program will be executed step by step, line by line. Suppose I don't want to execute complete program. I want to execute some part of the code step by step. First 5 lines, next 5 lines, like that. Then select which one you want to execute. Suppose if I select like this, it will be, then click on run. This will be executed only that particular program, part of the program. It will not execute completely. It means you can execute the part of the program, you can execute completely. So this is about the run symbol. And if you see, this is a clear all. So suppose if you want to clear completely, then you can clear all. It will erase everything. And this is a break. So this particular icon is very useful on whenever your query is executing in a certain time. So it means you want to stop the program by before executing. Like, because suppose you are executing the program, it took around 5 hours, but still the program is executed after 5 hours. So you want to break that particular program. Means you want to the particular program to execute it. So when you click this particular, it will show you that you want to cancel the submitted statement, cancel the dialog, or you want to terminate the SaaS system. Which one you want to do that? So if you click the cancel submitted statement, then you'll ask the question yes or no. But here we are not executing, so it's not showing. Once you click this cancel submitted program, then you'll ask one more time confirmation yes or no. If you click yes, the program will try to terminating that particular process, killing the program which is executing. Okay, so this is very useful whenever you are going to stop the program middle of the. Okay, so any questions? Yeah, then the next last tab is the help icon. So it's generally you want to see the help, all the SaaS programs, all the things that you can click on it, you'll get all this. So in the help document, whatever the product that you have installed in the software, that only those things that you can show here. But in online, you can see number of things. Let's try here. Yeah, I think it's not going like this. See all the SaaS related documents you can see here. So there are all the SaaS related program topics you can see here, but now its views have changed. See all the products that you have. See 9.3 earlier. What are the different products are there? SaaS 9.4. Currently using it now 9.4. So all the different modules here. So depending upon which particular top like module that you have base SaaS access, all the related document application AFC, all the different modules here. Yes, currently we are using the 9.2. So, but the latest version is 9.4. But in online you can practice this. But in here, its latest version only it's showing accessing. Yeah, so if you have able to access it, you can download this particular related administration guide document PDF file. So sometime it may be purchased, sometime you may it will be shown here directly. So all the document related you can go here. It's an old one, but in new one maybe you don't see those kind of things. It's a old version of the software. So these many modules that you have it. Okay. So this is about the Sas icons. So like Sas different icons that you have it, and you can see all the menu options like file menu here. In this one you can see import and export the data. You can print preview. So these are the two things mainly: import and export. Suppose if you are using the Windows SAS, so it will navigate. You can also importing and export the data. So importing means what are the different licenses that you have used, different modules that you have access. Based on that, different files that you can able to import it. Suppose if you want to import Excel file, you cannot do that if you don't have access and SAS Connect modules. But by default, it will be giving .text files, all the text files that you can do that on .csv, all the CSV files that you can able to import it without any. Even though if you have minimum based SAS, then you can install, you can extract all the data, you can import the data. Similarly, export means you can a SAS dataset can be exported to different files, and you can, and this is editor and editor, and this is the normal edit window and view. So suppose we do have different 5 tabs, right? All the 5 tabs, if you want to see that, you can go whichever you want it. The results tab, export tab, and all the things, and tools. These are related to some report tools. Sometimes it will be used, but mostly we don't use it here. So if whenever you want to run this program, so some analysis fund by default, you can see that. So this also will be useful whenever, means this also can be accessible majorly if you have that particular license module that you have it. So these are normally windows like all the things. So this is about the SAS window and how it will look like. And we'll go to the Explorer in each tab here in the Explorer. So in Explorer, majorly you can see whenever you install the SAS and whenever you open the Explorer, these are the 4 different icons that you can see here. So the first one is the libraries. So that's pure related to the SAS one. Means it will be stored all the information that, suppose if you, whenever you are running, whenever you're doing anything, all the data related information can be stored in the libraries. So it will not stored about the SAS programs. The SAS programs can be saved separately, but when you run the program, when you're processing the data, that backend processing the data will be stored or used this particular libraries folder. Suppose you have some extra, some 100 GB data, but when you are doing some calculation, whenever you're adding a new calculation, whenever you're doing anything in the particular data, that 100 GB need to be read it and process it and again recreate it, right? That particular thing, the process that is using in the backend space that will be used in this under this particular library. There is a folder is there work that will be used. Okay, and this file shortcuts, favorite folders, and this space, it's navigation to the within your folder. Suppose if you want any shortcuts are defined, you can use it here. So any favorite folder that you define in your desk, in your laptop, or in a computer, that will be shown here. And this PC, if you want to access it within your inside your PC from SAS, so downloads, pictures, all the documents, drives. If you want to access any particular SAS program in particular location, so directly from here you can go there and you can use it. Now let's go to the libraries. So any questions here till now? Okay, yeah. So the next one we are going is the libraries. So what exactly the definition of the library? Okay. So what exactly the meaning of library? So a library is nothing but the collection of SAS files. Okay, that are recognized as a unit of by SAS. So means all the SAS related files can be stored in the library. So in the libraries also, that there are different type of files like data files, index files, views, macros, graphs, format, different categories, different folders, different catalogs are there. Different type of files will be categorized into different catalogs. Data sets is one type of file, views one type of file, index is one type of file, and any graphical related files in one another type. Any some other program related files will be stored separately. But all this can be stored in the libraries only. So it means different type of file is a different icon. So sometime what happens by looking at that icon, you can able to understand that this related to this one, this related to this one. Okay, it means these different we call as a catalogs. So data set, view, and table we call as a like as it is, but another thing like a graphical and format. There are different things are macros. For those things we have different folders. Each folder we call as a catalogs. I will show you that here. You see here, live, and if we go to the libraries, there we can see different file types again. These are the different means by default when you install the SAS, you can see these are the 4 different maps, SAS help, SAS user work. Even if you go to the online, here you can see libraries. There you can see libraries, here you can libraries. See, by default, because it's using the older version of the software, it's installed version, so it can see only 4. But here you can see multiple. So maps, SAS user, SAS help work. These are the default libraries. Other than this, if you are in the window, if you're online version, you can see these are the different like softwares, different libraries. Okay, so in all these things, the data will be stored in the form of data sets or in the form of views, like whatever the thing that you are doing. So it will be stored like that. So this is a which I have created it. So it's not a default one which I created it. You can see this one. That's why it's a different one. But remaining 4 defaults created. So let's go to the one by one. So this maps. So it means it's related. Information is stored related to all the maps. Nothing but let's there now number of countries information, all the countries information, and their geographical location, and their population information, their zip codes, this city level information. If you go to the maps, you can see here. See, Afghan related information, Africa. So all the country, Asia information, all the countries related information you can see here. So if you go to the Asia here, so the country continent name represent wise, the city and their latitude and longitude country information, their level of reducing. So all the Asia to its population wise, if you want to see that, see this related 95 related to Afghanistan. So it here, this information is stored here. So like this, each and every information has been defined and constructed because this will be useful whenever you are creating any graphs by using the country's information. Because by looking at the country map, there you can see latitude, longitude information of the particular country. So by using those values, it will be automatically generated in the back end, the graph. So like this, it's automatically created by default. You can use it directly also. And if you are using the licensed software, these data sets will be automatically updated every time. So it means real-time data. So this is about the maps, and SAS help is majorly used to practice the datasets for your programming. All the dataset for practicing purpose, the SAS has created some SAS dataset. Those information are stored here. You can use these datasets and you can practice your programming. So here you can see different icons. There is a folder icon and there is a this is a icon. So this icon is so you can see table. It's catalog. It means whenever you say table means it's a data that's stored in the form of rows and columns. So this we call as a table. So this is a catalog information. This is related to a particular type. So it's so some kind of it's like it's macros or formats or different things, but you cannot open it here. Only by default SAS is creating whenever you're accessing that. So like this. So similarly, we can see views are also there. See here you can see view. So the icon will be different. This is a table. It's a view. So like this, we have different things you can show over here. This has help. As user means you can create your own profile. It means whatever the practice about. If you are doing some practice, if you want to save files here, you can save it. So this is a work means during the programming process, during the execution, if you don't want to save any data sets, the SAS system will use some temporary space. It's defined in the backend. That temporary space will use the work. Like similarly, suppose when you open the laptop, it uses some temporary folder. All the temporary data sets, temporary files will be stored in the particular folder in the backend. Right? Suppose if anything is going wrong, then you're going to delete all, you're emptying the temp folder and again you're reopening the application or software. So similarly, like SAS also uses some work, some temporary folder in the backend. It's created whenever you install it. By default, that will be stored in the backend temporary. So I'll show you that one. Maybe I can go directly here. If you right click, you see the properties. See in this particular location, temp under temp SAS temporary folder. See underscore local temp. See SAS temporary files under this file. Whenever so every day it will be created. Whenever you open the SAS, by default its temporary directory will be created here. So once you close the SAS, this particular folder will also be deleted. It means during the temporary pausing, this folder will be used. All the SAS related datasets. Just now we created X dataset, right? That X is created here. You can see. So like this, everything will be stored back and in this particular folder. Once you close the SAS, once you shut down the SAS, then this particular folder will also be deleted. Everything only under again it will be created. This folder will be deleted. Now when you open the SAS again, it will be created a new one. Like how many number of sessions that you have opened, those for all each and every session, there is a temporary directory will be created in the backend under this location. Like it's defined for everything everywhere. If you're using your laptop, it's here. But if you're using the online on-demand version like in SAS, so it will be also same thing, but it you cannot see those things here because it will be stored backend in the SAS system. SAS folder you have allocated under your name. Okay, so this is about the libraries. So you can create your own libraries and you can define your own path. So now you can understand that library is nothing but it's a collection of the SAS files that can be stored here. So this particular whole system is using your temporary space that is there in a laptop space. If you're in a drive, if you don't have space, it won't run it. It won't store any single file. It means it will be used in a local space only. If you're using the SAS Windows, but if you're using the Unix version, that will be used in this Unix machine space. So any questions on these things? So are you clear? Because these are the basic information about the SAS, how it will be used, where exactly. Because the information, if you know these things, it will be very useful. Sometimes what happen if the where exactly the SAS data sets are storing. If you don't know that, it will be very confusing. Like so, because if you're using your laptop has only 100 GB, but you're using more than 200 GB of tray space. Again, every time whenever you're processing, it will be occupied some space. Sometimes if you're like a separate, you're processing 5 data sets, but you're creating by using those 5 data sets, you're creating more than 10 data sets. Each and every data set it's used create some table and it occupies some space. So you have to calculate that space and do the programming and read those data. That means everything will be in a space. So wherever if any particular we don't have a space, if you occupy some 100%, you may need to delete some data set to free up the space. Okay, so this is about the complete libraries. So I can go here. See, so here you can see the libraries, SAS data library. So now in the coming classes, what I will teach you how you can create your own library and how you can store the data in a permanent library. So because there are two different libraries, temporary and permanently, how you can define temporary, how you can define permanently, what is exactly the temporary and permanently means. Okay, so any questions? So I'll stop here today. So we'll continue tomorrow with the programming, like what is exactly the base programming, how it will start, what are the different parts of the programming, how the rules and what are the different kind of rules that you need to follow while writing the program. Okay. So any questions on today's class? Yes. So every day I'll record these particular classes, and okay, will be shared with everyone. I'll save these recordings because every day I'll record the classes, all these things, and will be shared like a individual. Like you'll get the email. Okay. So thanks for everyone. We'll meet tomorrow again at the same time. So we'll discuss. I will continue the class. So meanwhile, everybody can please try to access the software to online. Just create your profile and create your all the things. So if you don't have the links, just whatever the links that I shared, please save it those links and you can try to create your profile and try to access the software tomorrow by tomorrow. If any questions, we'll discuss it again. Okay, we'll do the live and we'll see that. Okay, so thanks everyone. Yep, good. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time. Bye bye.